Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for you, episode 5. We are wrapping it on up. We got to make room. We got to make room on the Rolodex, on the schedule, on the to-do list. We got to make room for Snowfall. Snowfall is bike. It was bike last night, and so I have to get into her. I got 2 episodes to get into so that I can bring you guys a review. That was a bar. That was a bar. Anyway, so Gemma dead. She dead. Kate, of course, says that she didn't do it. You know, Joe's not really sure, but he says he can help. I think I can help you get rid of the body. He thinks that she should call her father and all of that, but she don't want to call her father. She don't want to alert the security, none of that. She don't want him involved at all, but Joe says that he gonna help because he don't know whether he's being manipulated or not. He gonna get closer to her though. You know, it's the keep your enemies closer type of situation for him. So the plan is to prove that it might be her or that it is her so he can do what needs to be done. Rold is asking questions about Joe. You know, he said he want a private word with him before he rejoins the group. So he sent a spy to go look for Joe. The people partying hard, you know, cocaine everywhere, drinks everywhere, pills everywhere. They just having themselves a time. They're talking about their privilege again and how privileged they are and how great it is to be privileged, making millions doing nothing. Like I would really not be able to sit through any of that. Joe and Kate, they gotta hide this body, you know, until they can get rid of the body. So they put her body in this like little chest that's in front of the bed. Just as they are finishing that up and closing it up, Phoebe comes in interrupting. She got Adam problems. She's so distraught over Adam. You know, it's that, does he love me? Does he love me not? All that. Girl, didn't we just talk about this? Joe gives her some advice because she always needs some advice. You know, he hints at the fact that that Adam is hiding a kink. And she's like, I can help with that. You know, like, that's no problem at all. Thank you. Good talk, guys. Good talk. And she head on now so they can get rid of the body. They pick up the chest and Gemma. She falls out the bottom. So that's out. They're going to have to figure out another way. Joe gets this bright idea, that they should just throw her body out the window. You know, he got that idea from Roll. They just gonna throw her out the window while the party going on inside. They take her to this little shed or whatever, cut her up, and then Kate, she pull a knife on Joe like, how you so good at getting rid of bodies? Who are you? Who are you? And you know, he's like, I'm Joe Schmo. You know, he gets her to calm down. He brings her mind at ease, you know, when he kind of gives a bit of his story. They have a little moment. He tells her about his old wife love and all the things he did for her and blah, 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 blah. He comes clean, though, about finding Malcolm and being the one and kind of got rid of his body the first time. And how, you know, he thought that he's just been around here trying to figure out who this person is. Somebody been, sending him messages and trying to frame him. Kate also feels like somebody's trying to frame her because Gemma's body was just left in her room. So they on the case. They both on the case. Once she realizes that Joe is being honest with her, you know, I can trust you. Can you trust me? Do you believe me? He say he believe her. So they gonna work together on this. Phoebe. She tells Adam, you know, what she found out. She's like, Joe told me you were hiding a kink. I'm like, girl, that's why you don't tell people stuff. Because they gonna run it back like, oh, so-and-so said that. They not even, she could have been a little bit more discreet about where she got the information. I mean, damn, girl. Anyway, because, I mean, that's going to cause a rift, you know? But anyway, she guesses it. She guesses that it's, that he's into golden showers. And so she's like, oh, bed. I already had to pee. Lay on down and let me get you right. Let me get you right. And he's like, I kind of want you to talk to me forcefully or whatever. And she doing it. She trying to follow his direction, but he's not into it, and she can tell. And so she backs off, thinking that he's just not into her. And I'm thinking maybe he wanted to be a man, but no, that's not it. That's not it either. It's the dynamic of it all. There's a power dynamic with it, and it's normally someone who is beneath him, and then just for that moment, he's beneath them. I mean, he's beneath them, yeah. And so that's kind of the kink for him. That's what gets him off. Is the fact that he be making these butlers and all of that. The butlers get to role reverse. And with her, I don't know if he can role reverse like that. But she's just saying that, they can't be compatible then. Like if I can't even do this for you, then we probably shouldn't be together. Like you have other proclivities that I don't think I'm going to be able to, help you with or whatever. She just break up with him. Flat out. We done, child. We ain't going to be able to do this. They're just not compatible. While Kate and Joe are getting cleaned up, she realizes that she lost her bracelet. And so Joe has to go back to wherever, they was at cutting up the body and look for it. Kate, she goes to her room and she notices that the door is cracked. When she goes inside, Phoebe's standing over the rug. She done unfolded the rug and standing over the bloodstain looking like, well, what the fuck is this? I'm like, oh, hell, what you doing in there anyway, girl? Unrolling rugs. I'm sure she noticed it, though, when she went in there the first time and sat down and the rug wasn't there. So, I guess, but you still being nosy. Kate ends up telling Phoebe everything, and so they can't alert everyone right now, but Kate wants her to get rid of the staff. And she's like, oh, we can't do that. We need that. We need the staff to keep us safe. So she ain't really with getting rid of the staff. Outside the door, though, while they were talking about all of that, Roll was listening. Roll and Adam, they have words. They're commiserating over their disdain for Joe. And the spy comes back. He run back Joe's whereabouts, where he is. So now Roll gonna go and confront him. Adam gassing him up to going on out there and get beat up. Talking about go take back what's yours. Excuse me? That lady don't belong to you. Anyway, he ends up catching Joe red-handed standing over Gemma's body with that bracelet in his hand. Then he brings Joe and presents him to the rest of the elites, the rest of the group with a gun on him. You got him at gunpoint, tell him, he's the eat the rich killer. So now he's convincing them that Joe is the one, and Joe got to convince them that he ain't the one, that it could be rolled. He pleading his case. They're not buying it. They're really buying into everything that Rolled is giving them. They believe him, that's their friend. He's one of them. So why would they believe Joe over him? And to make it fair, they're going to give Joe a head start. So he tell him, okay, go ahead. I'm going to give you a head start. Joe take off running into the forest with Roll's crazy ass on his heels. Kate and Phoebe, they finally show up. Because Joe been sitting there like, wait till they come. They'll tell you that it ain't me. They finally show up after Joe is now running through the forest. And they got to send somebody. They got to send the security after Roll because he got a gun and he might hurt Joe. Joe, he gets the best of Roll. They fighting, they tussling, and he knocks him out. And while he's getting his bearings, he look over, and it's Reese walking up with a 2x4 ready to smash somebody upside the head. He hit Joe right upside the head. I said, it's been Reese this whole time. I knew it was Reese. I knew it was Reese. I feel like I said it in a previous review that we need to be looking at Reese. Because where is Reese? Where he been? Anyway, Joe wake up and he's in a bunker. And Rolled is also tied up, chained up, in this little bunker or whatever. And Reese, he out in the open now. Yeah, it's me. It's me. Yeah, it was me. His plan is to pin it all on Roll. And so Joe got to kill Roll for him. Joe said he gonna play along. And he gonna task Joe with the job. Joe like, can you let me loose? Like, how I'm supposed to kill somebody and I'm chained? He's like, oh no, we're not doing that. You're gonna have to get resourceful. You're gonna have to figure it out. When I get back, it need to be done. Just have it done before I get back. When he does come back, he turns on Joe. Cause Joe taking too long, so Joe must not be one of them. I thought that I could trust you. I thought that we were the same. I thought that we were on the same page. I thought I could trust you, Joe. Like, I mean, but I just need my hands free. That's all I need. That man take off walking out of that door and sets the place on fire. Joe ends up, in a panic, and Roll wakes up, from the smoke inhalation. And Joe gets out. He gets out and he about to leave. Roll's weak ass standing there. And of course, he sets him free anyway, because Joe is a good guy. And so he sets Roll's weak ass free. I wouldn't have set him free. Sorry, I can give you a little, let me find a key. Let me see if it's a key to yours. No, you can't just leave somebody to burn alive. Like, you can't do that. But it's still, you Roll forever. That's what it's going to be. Kate. We see her. She ends up heading outside herself to go see what's what. I guess too much time had passed. She got to go see what's going on. She grabs an axe and heads on out the door. And ends up saving them just in time, of course. She's the one that saves them from the fire. In the house, they start to smell the fire. So everybody got to get on up out of there. Everybody realizes, okay, it's a fire. They all evacuate. But again, where is Reese? Joe, back in London, he ain't heard from Reese. He been waiting on his phone to be going off. He ain't heard from nobody. Life is gone on. He gets a visit from Kate, and she feels like she owes him. He really went to great lengths to protect her, and she wants to repay him. She's like, come get a drink with me, and he's like, this ain't gonna be good. I cannot be getting involved with you. You know how Joe is. I can't. And she, tries to press the matter, and he's just like, I can't. I feel like I would ruin your life, and I'm just not finna be responsible for that. He just can't. He feels like, I guess he can't risk sabotaging her life in some way. I don't know. He think he still got Love's family on his tail, which he does. So he might need to steer clear of a love interest. Something might happen to her. Anyway, he turns up the TV, and guess who's on the TV doing the interview? Reese. Reese on there announcing that he gonna run for mayor. He gonna do what it takes to eat the rich. If he had said that bullshit in his slogan, in his campaign slogan, then that would have told on him. So he ain't that dumb, hopefully. Anyway, Joe coming for him though. We're gonna be back for part 2. We're gonna be back for part 2, because not on Joe's watch will you run for mayor. Anyway, I've enjoyed these 5 episodes, and I look forward to the next 5. They better not wrap up with like 3 more episodes or 2 more episodes. I'm gonna be mad as hell, because y'all could have just gone and put that on there. So it better be 5 more coming back with the return on March. I think it was March 9th. March 7th? March 9th, I think. We'll be back. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.